Welcome back.
Welcome back to TAE Time Podcast.
How long have you been practicing waiting to say that?
Quite a while, let me not lie.
100 episodes, right?
Yeah, 100 episodes.
Waiting 100 episodes
It's been coming.
of watching it consistently to get on TAE Time Podcast and say.
Yeah, first fan anyway. I call dibs.
Are you really though?
Yeah, I think I am.
Do you think you are?
I think he is.
Because all the other people were people like you guys knew, like, you know, outside, obviously, but I was just like the only supporter, right? Not the only supporter. I don't want to shame anyone now that's not supporting me.
Yeah.
But you get me anyway. So
The other supporters, yeah.
Have you listened to every single episode?
To be fair, I would say about 85% because some
So
of
85
them,
episodes.
So some of them because, you know, they're topics that don't pertain to me. You get me, like,
Right.
you know, like some of them talk about like finance and stuff like that. It's not like I'm not into that thing, but like it's not really fun.
Yeah.
Fun,
You'll
fun.
revisit when you're
But
older.
yeah, exactly, something like that. Like, you
Okay,
know, I'll go back
okay,
later to
okay.
check. You know, so people don't think I'm a fake fan.
So, which episode was your favorite?
Oh, my favorite episode. There's a lot of episodes I like, man. There's a
We make good content, guys.
What can I say?
There's a lot. I think right now we're probably the Nigerian one.
Okay.
About nines, you know.
We had two parts too,
had to do that one.
Part 1 and part 2 of that.
Yeah.
Had to rep my country there.
You know, yeah, but so who are you?
Me, I'm Fuad Falade,
Oh,
also known as
That's-
Fufu.
Exposing the whole name.
damn, you just put our govy out there.
Just bleep that out.
Yeah, I have to cut that out now. I put the whole govy out there. People don't even know my last name.
But I'm Fufu.
He's my cuz.
Fufu.
You've heard Fufu on
Yeah,
podcasts quite a lot.
I thought
Actually, I said
were-
Fufu a few times.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I thought you were very against that nickname. Did it stick?
Yeah, you actually did.
Yeah, obviously stuck.
Yeah,
Ev-
everyone calls me Fufu.
I have
now,
never
so-
given someone a nickname that's never stuck.
Boss,
I have
boss.
never given someone a nickname that has never stuck.
Yeah.
Fufu.
I have a 100% track record.
I actually love the name now. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, you know what, Fufu actually sounds nice. I'm not
Do your
lying.
friends call you that?
Yeah, they do actually.
Oh, okay.
Some of them do. And some of them just
Look
call me
what you
Fuad.
did.
I'm a trendsetter. I'm a
I'm a
trendsetter.
trendsetter.
Oh my god! For
Yeah, but
nicknames,
no.
man.
So So we have my cuz here, Fufu, up on the podcast. It is a very special episode because not only have you guys heard me talk about my past in Nigeria, you've heard me talk about going back to Nigeria, but we have someone who's FOB, fresh off the boat.
You know that.
2 years now. Actually, is it 3 years nearly?
Yeah, close to 3 years. Anyway.
Close to 3 years now.
Wow.
Close to 3 years.
Time has
So,
flown.
you know, I moved out when I was like 6, 7, whatever. But he only moved out like 3 years ago, nearly 3 years ago when he was like 15, 16. So he has a completely different, experience growing up. And that's what we're here.
Ninja boy.
We're here for.
You know? Niger boy, Giddy.
After I'm a Nigerian boy.
You know? So talk to us. Tell us about growing up in Niger, like your perspective of how Niger is as a place, like especially from, like obviously they've heard it from when I'm young, but you more like being more mature and understanding, like maybe like from the ages of like maybe when you're like 8 above, like
So whatever you want, really, just
yeah. To be fair, like it might be it might be different from other people's perspective because there are different parts in Nigeria if you live there, but like I was born in Lagos, Shumala to be precise. Anyway, not really, like it was busy, but not really busy. I was born there and it was just really chill, to be honest. Like, spent about 6 years there. So the most things I can remember though that were fun is just the amala. Oh man, I was actually spoiled as a kid. I'm not lying. Like for my first 6 years, when my grandma was alive, now she's dead. Anyway, but she was, she actually spoiled me with so much food. Like I remember coming back from home. My dad's gone to work. My mom works as a teacher, so she's there in the school, and I'm just there at home, just like amala every day. Amala. And it was continuous.
You were just enjoying every day.
I was enjoying.
Amala's my favorite as well.
I was enjoying.
Amala's my favorite too.
So it was a really like it was more of a community is what I'll put into it. Cause like I remember as a kid I would leave my house, I'd walk around, once I'm just going to get, especially at Mala, I'm just going, I'd see some of my dad's friends or, like mechanics and whatever. And they were like, and cause they always call me by this name, right? They just call me Shubomi and they're like, Shubomi, you didn't hear. And I'm just there like, oh, hello, sir. You know, I'm just screaming at them, just chatting to all of them. You know, as a kid, it's a fun experience to just, you know, talk to them, interact with them. You know, it's just something that I don't think anyone was not be in touch with, like, the community will have. Yeah. Like, let's say, for example, if you were born like in Lekki, like whatever, you more enclosed. It's a lot enclosed, but like, because I was born in Shomolu, like that's like, you know, not like essentially the hood of Lagos, but like it's a settled community, you know, where you can mix with people of different humble community. Not you know, I'm not rich, I'm poor. Yeah.
You said your days were chill. What was your normal day looking like?
My normal day was very simple. It's just I get up. After I get up, have my bath, go to school. And school wasn't even far. I remember it was on Bajulai Road or whatever. But it was this, oh man, if I can remember the name, I think it was Divine something. My mom will have an idea, but I remember it's this primary school. It was just so fun, you know. I had so many memories there too, going like, you know, doing culture days, whatever. I don't know if you guys have that here.
Yeah.
Something like that, you know.
I had it in my school.
You had that too?
Yeah.
You had that in school. What did that look like actually?
It was like, it was very diverse. So you'd come to school, essentially, if I'm Yoruba, I would wear like, you know, Yoruba clothes. I'd bring like Yoruba food. Okay. And sometimes when they have that culture day, what they would do is like, I don't know if you guys do it here, but like some schools will put together like a event and like, you know, choreography based on different ethnic groups. So you see the Yoruba guys come out dancing Yoruba dance, and you see the Hausa guys come out do their thing.
Oh
my god!
It was so like, it was a day that everyone would just embrace each other's culture. You know, everyone's just like happy or whatever.
Which is obviously crazy for people in the West, I think, because when they hear Nigerian, they're like, "Oh, you're all the same."
So what kind of culture are you bringing together?
Yeah, like you're all the same.
It was good. It was good.
But so you're like, your kind of community had a lot of people from different tribes.
Yeah, there was a lot of people from different tribes. I remember my landlady at the time was Igbo, and she would always call my dad, like, if I can remember properly, she'd be like, "Oh, Baba Shubomi," because she can't say Shubomi properly because it's Igbo. So it's just another thing that, you know, this woman's she's not Yoruba, she's Igbo. Yeah. And then, you know, there's also other like different people that, you know, in the mix, you know, just all but I won't say like it was densely concentrated. Like, it was a little bit concentrated with some languages, but you wouldn't go too far before you see other people from different languages. So yeah, it was a pretty fun experience growing up. Like, for my first 6 years, pretty fun.
And what language would you speak to all communicate with each other from different tribes?
Yoruba.
So you would speak Yoruba to someone from like a different tribe?
Well, from a different tribe, I would know if they're from a different tribe, because the way they would speak, obviously, like, it would show that, oh, this person's not Yoruba. But like,
also Yoruba, like, I'll be Omo Igbo.
Because like, it's different, because like, if I go out there, I remember there's this man, he was a mechanic, and then whenever I see him, because he has this big car and the car makes so much noise, I just go, "Moto," and then he just laugh and be like, he just be laughing with that, you look at my car again, you know. And it's just fun to see, like, you know, speaking Yoruba to each other. And my grandma is the one to thank to this. Anyway, my parents also to thank to this, but my grandma most part, because, you know, I spent most of my life with her, I think. Yeah, so she would always make me speak Yoruba. Like, I wouldn't just come home and be like, "Oh, good afternoon, ma." No, like, "Ekaso, ma." She would love that, rather than me saying, "Oh, good afternoon." You know, obviously my parents don't mind it, but so that was just the basis.
Because she didn't speak any English.
She
she spoke Yoruba.
So that was the basis.
That's why
building Yoruba. So I think that's the reason why me and Farouk have really good Yoruba.
Because of her. So because she didn't speak English. Even when she came,
you were raised with her.
Even when she came to Ireland, like, she didn't have English. She was Yoruba.
Yoruba.
You know.
Aww.
But yeah. So like, then in school, how did you find school in Niger? Especially now that you have the perspective you have of like schooling here. But like, run through us what your feeling of schooling in Niger is like, and then contrast it with schooling secondary school, obviously, because you went through all of secondary school in Niger, and then you did like you did the last 2 years of secondary school.
Shout out Island for pushing me back. Anyway, but yeah, school in Nigeria was actually, it was tough. I'm just gonna say this now. It was tough, very tough. Yeah. So you guys obviously think, "Oh, why is he saying it's tough?"
It's harder.
It's hard. You would know if you're there anyway.
Hard in terms of the material you're studying, or hard in terms of?
I'd say overall bulk of everything. Okay. Because you would have to study a given set of material and a given set of subjects. For example, like when I moved over, because I moved houses. So when I moved houses and I started going to secondary school, like I just skipped primary school. 'Cause primary school was a little bit difficult too as well. Because when I moved to primary school, there was like a whole curriculum. I'd say more than 10 subjects anyway at primary school level. So, you know, how you have to learn all those off. You have to know this, you have to know all that. And my parents are really big advocates. You know, being Nigerian parents, they were also very big advocates, you know, studying. Like my mom's a teacher. So she'd just come home and be like, oh yeah, what's your homework? I would have to do my homework in front of her. If I don't get it, she'd just give me this look and just go, were you listening in school today? And I'm just there like, yeah, I was definitely listening. And she was like, oh yeah, then do it yourself.
Do it, Joe.
You do it. She'd be like, do it. And I'm just there like, okay, yeah, I don't know how to do it. But I think that was a really good sense of like how primary school was, because like there was a lot of stuff being given out to us, like, you know. And one thing I'd say now that I really think I look back on, especially in primary school starting there, that I wasn't really fond of, was the fact that they celebrate people who are, you know, brilliant and whatever. But I'm not saying it's bad, you know, to celebrate people who are brilliant, you know, you get me. But like, you know, if you're brilliant, you're brilliant. But they do it in such a way that they would be like, oh yeah, the best in this, the best in that. Like, let's say, for example, they give you best in English, best in maths, and best in science, right? Okay, so for the first, like, you know, first year in primary school, I got all three, which is nice, you know. Second, say in primary 2, whatever, I think I got all three, but I got to a stage where, like, as I was exiting primary school, I was like losing out on it, and I was getting like 2 and 2, and my parents would get stressed, and my mom especially, she'd be like, oh, why are you not getting everything? Why are you letting someone else take all the gifts? And I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to do this, but like, I'm just, you know, I want to pass this. I don't really think. And when it really occurred to me that it was that serious was when, you know, I entered secondary school, and secondary school is a whole new level. We had like about total 17 subjects. Imagine, we'd have to do physics, chemistry, biology. You know, I was saying that a few days. I think when I came here to Ireland and we was telling you whatever physics, chemistry, biology, and have to know all that. It was a whole nother ball game, because like it's split into different places. Like, you know, you have like junior, you know how you guys have like junior years and senior, whatever. So like when it gets to the senior year, it gets more tough and tough like that. And it was like, I was really, really that stubborn kid in school, because I was just like, if I didn't want the gifts, I just tried my best. I wouldn't like really push myself to it. Was basically my mom like, yo, do this because I want the prize and whatever. Yo, you want the prize, you know, you want to be this, you this and that.
Give others a chance, bro.
Some people were actually giving zero chances to everyone. Like at some point it got to a stage where someone was just the headliner for our class, you know, and I was just at the back, you know, cheering them on, and then it's just everyone's just like, your parents are just like disappointed. It's like, oh yeah, that's your friend. That's your friend getting all treated.
Why can't it be you?
Why can't it be you?
Why can't it be you?
Get one.
Nigerians and education is definitely a very big thing. Like, you know, we always push for greatness and push for the most, and it's definitely not easy. Even I remember when I was in primary school in Niger, like, and everyone is always about trying to be the best, and like if you're not being the best, like it definitely weighs a toll. Like here, I feel like you're able to not be the best. Like, you know, you can relax, and it's like, okay, you do the best you can. You don't compete with anybody else. Whereas in Nigeria, it's like you're competing against every other person, and if you're not doing well, you're looking lesser than everything. It doesn't feel nice. It definitely is a mental toll. I think a lot of people face their education wise that, like, obviously is not something that's really recognized or acknowledged, but it is what it is, you know, like, but it is part of the reason why, like, you see it around the world that like Nigerians do excel in lots of education because like it's the culture we come from. Yeah, and that's like.
But do you guys have a preference as to how you wish things were done?
Yeah, I'd say so, to be honest, because in contrast to Nigeria, obviously being here, when I got to Ireland, and you know my first 5th year, I can remember that year fondly, because I just got there, you know, I was expecting, you know, a large volume of stuff. I was ready, pumped to go, you know.
And it's like 7 subjects.
And it's just like 7 subjects. I'm just like, okay, 7 subjects for the first half, and you know, a little bit for that second, you know, like maybe double. No, just 7. I'm like, oh, okay, just 7. And then I just get home, I'm just like, hey, what's going on? 7 subjects. And at that, still, it was just weird to me, you know. I'll go into school and I'd just be like, yeah, just 7 subjects, whatever. And I just finish my thing, leave, and I'd just be like, that was just too easy. And then I remember for the first like, you know, few weeks, everyone, you know, they'd all just be looking. It's like, this guy is so super smart. I'm like, oh, I'm not smart. It's just I already did a lot of stuff. So some of this thing is so basic to me, and it's not that hard that I could just do it myself. Because for the longest time, they were all thinking, oh, he's some super genius. I'm like, if you go back to Nigeria and compare me with proper super geniuses, you would realize I am nowhere near them.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that I'm extremely bad as well. It's just that I'm on my own and doing what I can do properly.
The curriculum in Nigeria is also
just
further.
You
do more.
Yeah.
Like
which is really crazy because if you think about it, people in Nigeria actually finish secondary school very young.
Yeah.
Like he finished secondary school when he was 14.
And I remember that was making the joke there. And he was like, oh yeah, imagine Fahad going to
college, you know,
college.
But so after 14 in Nigeria, are you able to go to college?
Yes.
Do you guys think that's a good thing?
No, absolutely not.
Everyone, that's one thing I've noticed, that everyone who's there thinks it's fine because it's what's normal. Because you've studied a lot.
Like,
and
sure,
then, like 14, 15.
Finished my school, like she was 13, whatever.
Yeah.
She was smart, whatever. She got to college when she was 14.
Barely hit puberty.
Like, you know, like 14, 15. And everyone thinks it's fine. Because,
I know, she finishes at 18, which is the age I am right
which
now.
is crazy. Like, everyone thinks it's fine because it's like, oh, you've learned a lot. You were top of your class. You're doing well. You graduated. You finished, right? But the thing is, like, yes, you are intellectually smart enough, maybe, but you are not mentally mature enough. And I think that's a big issue because college is more than just books. Like it's more than just the curriculum you're being taught or whatever major or minor you're doing. It's also about maturing into a young adult, you know? And a lot of them don't really do that there. It's more focused, but once again, it tends to do with the fact that, as Nigerians would say, education is paramount. There is nothing more important than education. So you need to do education first.
I know Dad is looking at this and just smiling.
But obviously your parents did that and went through that.
Yeah.
Have they ever talked about their experience? Did they think it was a good thing, or did they wish
my
they had more
parents
years?
obviously, like, they didn't mind it when it was at their time, but my dad is now a very big advocate that he thinks it's too young.
Okay.
Like he thinks it's too young for people to be going to college, that because once again it goes back to the mental maturity, right? He thinks like it is much better. Like even take for me, I'm like an outlier in Ireland. I started college at 16 and I graduated at 20. People were like, that's insane. I'm like, yo, that's camp. People back home are starting college at 14, 15.
I'm finishing 18.
You know, so like for me, I'm still slow in comparison, but obviously like that's a whole different story. So like I think it is absolutely better. Like I think starting 16, like personally, like me when I started 16 is fine, you know.
But then there's the other kind of things that come with it, like you can't go out with your friends.
Technically, but with Nigerians you don't go out. You know, you're not.
Actually, what is the college experience? What does that look like? I know neither of you have taken part in it, but what does it look like there?
I'd say study because I have a few friends from Nigeria who I still keep in touch with. So whenever I just ask them, it's always a question of, oh yeah, we're studying, or as Dad says, it's strike today, strike this, strike that. So like they usually have strikes, so they can't go into college.
Okay.
Some of them do the study at home, and it will take like a long time before they go back anyway. But yeah, it's study basically. Like some of them have parties, whatever, but like they're the ones that you do it subtly, you tell your parents. Yeah. But it's usually just all study.
But deep that, like when here, if there is a strike, all the students are like, yeah, strike, day off, let's go. You know, you're just relaxing. 100%. There, when it's a strike, people are like, oh shit, now I have to study.
Yeah,
and they'd have to vacate their whatever and
they have to like
accommodation go
it's
back home.
It's a very big difference.
Yeah.
When then afterwards it's straight into work, right? When is like downtime? Like when?
No such thing.
What does it look like? What does downtime look like there? How do people unwind there?
Downtime is success.
I never said downtime is success, to be honest. When you graduated, when you're first class, you're walking, let's say you're a doctor, you're walking with like a big pharmaceutical company or whatever, you're just chilling, then you can just relax whatever you want. You'd even like success. You just be like mom, I'm just relaxing, whatever. But I think it's just it's a principle of work till you get there, and then when you do get there, I've done this and I have enough time to relax, which when I look back at it now, it is a good thing, to be honest. Striving for finishing this, whatever, get your stuff, get out of there. But like I feel like now with my experience in Ireland and everything, it's just a sense that you miss out on certain key factors that you could have gotten, or certain skills that you could have learned while you were in college. Like, for example, now, like I just finished my first year of college this year, sorry. And the thing is, like, I learned a lot in this time space about how college really is. deep that to someone else who's like way younger than me, who's like 15, and you're still worrying about teenager problems. You don't really have that mindset of, oh, I'm going to college to study, whatever. You're just going there like, I'm going there because my mom said I should go there, or I'm going there because I know I'm qualified for this, whatever.
Exactly.
But like, you're not really focusing that, oh, college is an experience. The college, like, the college should pass through you, and you should pass through college as well, not just one way.
I like
so,
that.
Yeah. I think it's a big difference. A big difference anyway.
Okay.
Absolutely massive.
I think the reason I asked about downtime is because Nigeria is very known for the party scene, right? Yeah. So I'm like, how does that kind of work together with the work and hustle culture?
I'll say what I think based off going there and also like being from there, but and then you say from what you were there, like I think it's a mixed bag. So the people who are partying, there's two sets of people. They're the people who have nothing better to do.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Who have nothing better to do and they have to party because, as Nigerians would say, they're dullards. They haven't done anything with their lives, so they're just wasting their life away. Or the guys who have a lot of money and now they're and using the money and enjoying and partying, like whether it's the guys who got it well, like through legal means, and people who do it for 419. Those are the people who are partying, right? Why there foreign Nigerians who there who have money and they're going there, right? That's where the party scene is, right? Most people, they go to college, they really study hard, they go to work, they start working hard. And Nigeria is not easy, like you don't make enough money. So like people are working hard all the time. Like people are working. So those people don't really have time. Like they will, here and there, like probably relax, like if it's like an event, let's say it's like Eid or something, or even Christmas for Christians, but those guys are constantly grinding because they need to survive, right? But then the people who have made more than enough, those are the guys who are chopping life.
Yeah. So. I'd say the same thing for Exet as well. Like, I'd say the only sense of downtime you really get as like a kid growing up, studying primary school, secondary school, college, whatever, is like, let's say your parents are invited to an event. Like, let's say, for example, like your mom's family invites me over when I was in Nigeria to their house for Christmas. Yeah. So at that kind of time, you'd know, oh, yeah, now it's time to flex, to enjoy, go out and eat. And it'll be perfectly fine with my parents as well, because like during those times, they can't really tell you to, focus or whatever, read. And because it's just like, it's a fun balance when it's like the holidays for Christmas. But when you talk about like, going to parties, then you can go to parties, then whatever. But I'd say the same thing you said too. Rich people, foreign people who, illegal means people, whatever. But they get their money and it's just, that's how it is. That's how the party is anyway. You see people who are rich spending, you see. It's just like, when Nigerians, when they want to party, they know how to party. And when they want to study and when they focus on stuff, they know how to focus. Only a few margin people would, when they're meant to study, party. And when they want to party, they'll still party. But like, they have a sense of balancing both.
Okay.
They have a sense of balancing both, is what I'd say.
And then one thing, obviously, that I really want to touch on as well is the hecticness of Lagos in comparison to Ireland. Obviously, like, it's not like this is your first time up in Dublin, you've seen it anyway, but even just Clonmel, Tralee, all those places, obviously it's a very big contrast from the hecticness of Lagos. And talk about that try to explain the hecticness of Lagos for someone who's never been to Lagos.
Okay, let's say if I was to explain how hectic Lagos is, right? So I just want you to think of like a marketplace, right? And obviously, marketplaces here is calm. It's not really. Just think like a lot of people.
Like marketplace here, you just think shops.
But like
shopping center.
Like a shopping center, multiply that by like, let's say by 10. That's how a standard day in Lagos is, to be honest. And it differs from place to place, to be honest. Because like I was lucky enough that was, I went further inwards from, the main bustly part of Lagos. But I'll still say my place is still busy when you went back because like I'd remember going from my house to school because what I do is I just walk from my house down to the bus stop or the bus stop, whatever, to get a bike and just go to school, right? Or get an Okada.
Okada.
Those Okada man. But yeah, you just see, and the thing is, you would know immediately that things is busy, especially like, and a Monday morning so busy, you'd see people trying to get their goods sold, get their goods dropped, whatever, people doing whatever, getting their stuff. And it all blends in, because you'd see people were selling stuff, people were buying stuff, people were giving other services, car services, motor services, and you see kids also walking, because everyone's just there walking, going about their day, and they're not trying to inconvenience anyone else, because you see the car trying to move past and just say you move to the side and you move to the side, and you already know, as a Nigerian, as a Lagos guy, you just know that I'm meant to go this way. This path here, this little path that these two cars are in, this path is for me. You just know that, okay, I'm meant to go this way. As opposed to being in Chile here, you see two cars stuck on it, you just be thinking, let me wait for this car to want to go. You won't wait like that in Lagos. No one is waiting for you. Everyone is chop. Everyone is moving, because it's a fast-paced world. That's what I would say. It's a fast-paced world. There's no slow down. The people I say that are slowed down are people who come from posh areas and then relocate back to bustling areas, because then they don't have that sense of urgency. Everyone's chill. They just know that everyone's just so fast. This is so overwhelming for me. But I get used to it. And the thing is, you'd have to be also very sharp, because I don't know about where I live, because I never got pickpocketed or whatever. But in Lagos, you have to be fast. You cannot just chill here. I'm in Dublin this, just holding my phone out. No one cares. But I can't do that in Lagos. I cannot do that in Lagos. People, they will take your phone away from you.
Hustle's gotta hustle.
Hustle's gotta hustle, because it's a world of there's no bad hustle. Mm-hmm. There's no bad hustle. Someone could take your phone in the morning and just start thanking God. Damn, I took this guy's phone today. I made money. And you'd be like, what the hell? I just bought this phone and someone took this phone from me. That is how Lagos is right now, because it's just so busy and everyone's just trying to make ends meet is what I'm gonna say. So it's just so fast paced. If you want to be in Lagos, you have to keep up. You'd have to keep up, because from the busy working sectors down to community sectors, every single thing is busy. I'd say you should have also seen that a little bit from experience. You'd want to take things slow, but the way things are fast paced, you'd have to match the energy of every single person.
If you slow down, you die.
Do kids roam around on their own as well?
Oh yes, 100%. Kids just walk around my estate. I remember even going I'd say this now because my parents don't like me saying this. So I'd go out of my house and then I'd, interact, play along with the kids on the street. Mm-hmm. The problem was they don't want you to play on the street, because when people are passing, and Nigerians have this bad habit, man. Some people won't, how you see people in the estate playing around.
Kids playing,
and
you're like, it's fine.
It's fine. But when you see them on the road, they'd be like,
shouldn't they be home?
Street boys. They're all playing together.
So if you're playing with ball outside,
it's what are they doing?
What are you
studying?
And I remember, man, I remember as a kid, I would go outside and I'd just, I'd play ball with the kids, because my mom's not home or my dad's not home because he's at work. And then because I know, and the thing is, I've tuned myself to know, how my dad's car looks. Mm-hmm. So the estate's a long estate. I just peep at the end and I see a car coming at the estate, and I'm just like, go in. I'm like, game's done, football's done, and the boys just keep on playing because they don't care, because you're just playing. They're all just chilling. And my mom come back and you're like, oh yeah, you were playing on the street, weren't you? I was like, oh yeah, I played for a bit though. She's like, oh no, I told you not to go outside and play. But yeah, it's just kids roam around, kids do whatever,
but those look at it bad.
Yeah,
they're like,
that's
you should be studying.
Interesting.
Everyone's on your case in Nige.
Even kids can't have any fun.
Everyone's on your case, and the thing is people don't have here, people will see your kid do whatever and they won't tell you. They'll be like, yeah, that's not my business. In Nigeria, it's everyone's business.
They're telling.
It's everyone's business.
They're telling, and they're telling, especially if you're if you disrespect them, because Nigerians actually do not take any form of disrespect. I remember vividly. I'm not gonna mention this person because his mom will kill me. But I remember in Nigeria, right? I was I was trying to get something from the shop. And when I saw that person, I went, oh, good afternoon, sir. I said, good afternoon, sir. But because the way I said it, it was so low, it looked like I was saying,
yeah.
And then that single sentence, that person took it so bad. And then it was just like, oh, are you okay? You cannot greet properly. And I was like, oh, good afternoon, sir. And then he was like, oh, yeah, so it's me. You're doing like that too. You're doing like that to me. I'm like, I was just trying to agree. I just didn't say it loud enough. And you know, they would go to your parents and they just be like, oh yeah, and why didn't go to me? She fooled me. Come see what that boy did to me. He's a very silly boy. He's growing wings. And then my mom would come back and she's like, oh, you're growing wings, huh? You cannot greet your elders again. Oh, and I'd just be like, I spoke. It was quiet, you know.
It sounds like it's a big deal made out of something.
It is a
as
very
well.
big.
But like, I'd say like it's good.
It's not a small thing. It's a big.
It's a big thing.
Yes, but it's like you could do that, or you could like hit someone, and the outcome will be the same.
Yeah.
So you might as well just.
You just. It's a big like respect. Is actually a very big thing.
And like that kind of going back to that, touching off on like kids being outside. Like kids like aren't seen as kids, quote unquote, as
like children
in Niger. They're seen as mini individuals that have to also act like adults, like properly. That's why you kind of have like Nigerian people. They seem always mature when you meet them, or either like unless they go off the rails because they came to Europe, but like when they're young, they have to be mature because they've always been made to feel like you have, like, if you're not doing the right thing, you're the problem. You know, and so that's why, like, you see kids, like, even when I was there, I'd see 3, 4, 5-year-old kids walking to school by themselves, doing all these things by themselves because they're like, oh, why can't you go?
Yeah.
You know? And like, it is what it is. Like,
but how about the safety of kids in general?
I'd say like safety of kids in general. I'd say like it differs from place to place.
It depends on the area.
I was lucky enough to be like, get home at this time, and the estate I moved to was like pretty, not secluded, but pretty chill. Not really any problems going on. But I'd say for the people living outside that estate, they probably found a way. And like, I don't know what it is, but growing up in Lagos just makes you smart somehow. You just seem to find a way. You seem to find a way. Like if you're a kid playing outside and then something was going on outside, you'd know, oh shit, let me run back home, and just stay inside till everything dies down and come back outside. But like here, you'd be like, oh, the kids also run back, but like Lagos shouldn't just know that, oh, if something's wrong, this is what I should do, and this is where I should go back from. So like I say, safety of the kids isn't really prioritized by anyone except your family wants to. Like,
it's like they're like, you should be smarter than that.
Like unless you have like a very tight knit community,
right,
that would like some elders sitting outside, watching the kids, and like let's say someone came outside and just wanted to kidnap one of the kids, and the elders be like, oh, what are you doing? That kid's from our state. What are you doing? Get back, Then you can then you can be protected. Then you would have to. I actually use this incident, right? So I think Dad knows this incident. So basically, right, when I was in secondary school, so this incident happened, right, when I was coming back from school, and it was a situation where a woman was accusing me that I stole her money. That Dad already knows where I'm going with this. So she accused me I'm stealing her money, whatever, and I'm just like, no, I didn't. And because the thing is, the way everything happened, it was like made to look that way, like I stole the money. And I was just like, no, I didn't steal the money. This money was given to me by my mom. And she was like, no, you have to confess that you stole this money, and then I'll let you go. Pressure. And then she took me like into this, her whatever, there's this like school, she's a teacher also. She took me to school and she's like, oh, I'm not gonna let you go until you talk. My days. So long story short, my mom's worried, my dad's at work, and he gets a call from my mom like, oh, your son isn't back. But his brother, because my brother's in primary school, so it's like, oh, my brother, they're all back home. And, time's gone. He's meant to be at home at this time. He's not home. Where is he? And they called the school, and it's like, oh, he left a few minutes before, the bell was rung, like, let's say 2 minutes, because he had a bike outside waiting for him, because that was the person that took me home. But the guy dropped me halfway the road. Till now, I don't know why that guy dropped me. I said, I want to get something.
It was a setup.
He dropped me. And then I was just like, okay, I didn't steal your money, and I'm not going to admit that I stole your money just so you can let me go. Yeah. So the problem was, will she let me go, or will I stay here till they're done? How will I get home? And then everyone's just panicking, because my mom called my best friend as well at the time, Juwan, and they were like, oh, he didn't come to her house, if that's what you're thinking. I didn't even see him because he left before. And then everyone's just like, oh, where is he? It was like, everyone's like looking for me. Because, oh yeah, where is it? And they eventually found me after those people let me go. And then it was just a situation where like everyone, they had the bus, all the, everyone. I just looked like an idiot when I came out the place, and everyone was looking at me because everyone was just asking me questions. Like, where were you? What happened? And whatever. I was crying. I was like, oh, these people did this to me. They ripped my clothes and whatever. And then, they got there, and luckily for him, Dad was around as well. So he just came there because he was so pissed off as well. He was like, "Where have you been?" You know, I was like, "I didn't do anything. I was just locked up against my own will." And then he went there, you know, told the woman, "I was like, what's going on or whatever." So that situation showed me like, oh, like even if like some parents don't want to prioritize the safety of children, when you have like a tight, close-knit community, they will prioritize like, oh, safety of some children. But to be honest, in Nigeria, everyone just tells you to look after yourself, to be honest.
Right. I want to talk about that community, right? Because I think you talked about it a bit at the start as well. I'm very big on like, you know, how individualistic this world is starting to get and very like self. Yeah. So I wanted to ask your opinion of like going from like a tight-knit community to trying to integrate into a place that's, you know, there isn't a community for you necessarily.
Yeah, to be honest, it was a big jump, to be honest, when I came over. I just say, thankfully, I had obviously my family here that, you know, helped me ease into stuff, you know, like they were essentially my community anyway. Yeah. But the thing is, from knowing everyone in the community to coming to a place where you don't know anyone at all, it was pretty weird because I would just always keep to myself because I think the person who knows, I think Dad noticed this as well. So he would know that he would know that, oh, I just go to school, I be on my own, I don't talk to anyone. Like I didn't talk to anyone for the like first week. I didn't talk to anyone because I didn't know anyone. It was a community where I knew people. I just be like, oh, talking to me, oh, we did this today, we did this. I just went there, didn't say anything to anyone, did my stuff, answered my questions, get back home, read, because that's all I knew, read and play games, whatever. It was even here that I started playing games more than usual. Because like in Nigeria, I'm going to be very honest. He knows. For you. I didn't even have, I'm saying this right now, I didn't have a console. I only played a console properly for the first time in 2020. That was 3 years ago. That was the first time I played a console. Like my mom and dad, they did try their best, you know, to provide me with stuff to, you know, game. Like I'd say big props to them because like some of the shows that we watch together now, they're all, you know, you guys are all like, oh, how do you know this? Because you never imagined that. You'd be like, oh, you'd be able to, you know, have that in Nigeria.
We have in Nigeria. We have TV too.
We have TV. We don't watch that nonsense.
I was watching Teenage Mutant Turtles when I was younger.
Yeah, we watch a lot of things. So like, it's just like, you know, everyone's just, you know, have that community. Everyone's just, you know, vibing, whatever. And when I came to Ireland, I had no one except my family. I was just like, okay, how am I going to do this? So it was a matter of, let's say, me opening up to the new world around me and trying to soak in knowledge about what is going on and, you know, trying to now interact with people in the community, you know, like I remember the first time as well, like when I came to Ireland, like I'd see people on the road, you know, going, oh, hey there, lad. And I'd just be like, why are you greeting me? No, I just genuinely be like,
it's weird.
It's like,
we don't greet random people in
Nigeria. You don't greet random people in Nigeria. Like,
kind of like in how in New York and London, no one says hello to each other.
It's only here, and it's because like when I see like, you know, people that I know that, oh, this guy might look like, you know, Nigerian or looks from Africa, I'm just like, oh, good afternoon, sir, whatever. And you're like, oh, yeah, good afternoon. And they just turn around, they're like, oh, wait, where are you from? Because they always know that. They just know that if you're like this, it's either you have like really good parents who have like a community, or it's like
your fault.
They just know because they just go, oh yeah, where are you from? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from Nigeria, sir. And they're like, oh, Nigeria, that's good, good boy. I'm just like, yeah. But like when I came to Tralee, there was no tight-knit community. I had to, you know, get used to, you know, because I only heard them through the phone. So I had to know them personally, you know, build relationships with them, build relationships with my dad and my mom.
Right, you had to build relationships with the people you were living with.
Yeah, because like, I like...
Sure, the last time he came here was
years ago. Like, I was a kid when I came here. So now
and
I only hear through them the phone. I had to know, okay, this is what boss does, this is what Basi does, this is what Farid does. Yeah. And also meeting you as well was a completely different experience because I was like, okay, it's like in Nigeria, if I had like an elder brother, I won't be like going to my elder brother's house to see his girlfriend. Like, what am I doing there? Just stay in my house. Well, you know, me and you and just like, oh, hey, me and your mom, everyone. It was just like, you know, I was able to build like a little bit of community for myself. You know, I also have some handpicked tight-knit friends I have here as well. So like, I'd say it was a matter of me settling down, finding my own ground, and just
my own community.
Was it hard to make friends?
It was really hard. It was really hard. You know this. I don't even need to digress.
I had the same issue as well when I came here.
Yeah.
I had the same issue when I learned.
Yeah, like the first day was just overwhelming. The first day, you know, I just got in there, they were doing like a roll call or whatever, right? And then, let's say, for example, when the teacher comes in, like, how you all doing today? And then they're all like, oh, we're grand. I'm just like, the fuck are you guys saying? I'm just like,
what's grand?
I especially remember when they're all also at home, they're just like, oh yeah, they were looking at me, they're just like, oh yeah, like they just wanted to mess with me. They're like, oh, what's the story? And I was like, oh, this story? What do you mean by story? It was like, oh yeah, we have to introduce you to this new thing. So because they really helped me, like, oh, if you heard this is what this is, this is what this is. And when I went to school, I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to anyone because I don't know anyone. So like the first few weeks was just like me keeping close to myself because I didn't know anyone and I wasn't trying as hard to know people. Yeah. So like, and you have to keep in mind this is also a situation where it was COVID. So like I couldn't move to people. I couldn't hang out with people because there was like, what's it called? Restrictions.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just remembered I was trying my best to at least talk to someone until, because I remembered I would be in lunch and then the table I'm put in is like a set position. So there were no one at my table. So after people I spoke to have gone to go hang out with their friend group, I just put my head on the desk like this and just sleep off because I'm just like, no one's talking to me. I'm not doing anything. Recharge and just go back and study or whatever. So
I just cried when that happened to me.
Until they put a few people close to me, like a few of the guys I know right now that I go out with, right? They put them close to me.
Oh, so they were forced to be your friend?
No, not really forced to be my friend, but they're like all beside me, right? And then they all notice that, oh, this guy doesn't speak, he doesn't do anything. What a weirdo. Like some of them are like, oh, he's from Africa. What are you guys doing in Africa?
What are you guys doing in Africa? You guys chase lions?
Water? I'm like, Oreo. It's me you're telling I don't have water. Like some of them were just like, oh, some of them were like, intrigued because some of them were like, I've never met someone who's actually from Africa,
Actually from Africa is crazy.
Someone like, oh, I know I have like a black friend, but I don't know you came from Africa. I'm just like, they're like, yeah. That's not racist at all, is it? No. But yeah, I just had to talk to some of the friends, and I remember the single word this guy said to me. He knows himself. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he knows himself. He looked at me. When I came and he sat beside me because he was the first one to sit beside me, and he just went, "Hello, new guy," and I was like, "Hey." And he just looked at me and it was just like, so what are you guys doing today? That was the whole thing that started the interaction. And I just remembered introducing, it's like, oh yeah, this is my name, this is my friends. And he just introduced me to his home friends. Mm-hmm. And then we all just started, all talking, and it just all clicked all of a sudden. And it became a habit that if I'm going to lunch, I'd see one of them at the back, I'd be like, yo, I'll wait for you. Come with me. Let's go to lunch. Yeah. And it just all built up from there. Yeah. And I started talking to a lot of people because in Ireland, it's all I just knew that you guys actually have this habit of thinking some people are exotic. Exotic. Because I'm from Spain. I'm from France. I'm so exotic.
So exotic.
I would like to talk to you.
In the foreigner hierarchy, there are others that are higher than others.
There's a level.
There are levels to it.
If you're exotic European, peak.
But if you're African,
well, not European. Like middle.
Yeah, middle.
Not Eastern.
Yeah,
European.
middle of Europe.
Yeah. I'd also say
mainland
like
Europe.
Mainland Europe, yeah.
France,
Spain. Man, you're getting in easy.
But if you're African, you're the bottom of the barrel.
You're the bottom of the barrel.
We'll trade you up real quick.
Literally.
Even people I thought of my friends traded me up real quick because they got other people.
But you know what? Like, because I noticed that as well. And I think that's why I still have pretty much all my friends that I was friends with since primary school. Yeah. Because we were all kind of, out like an outcast, like no one really wanted to be our friends, and we stuck together. And I think we really value each other's friendship so much because we stayed through so much together and just didn't really leave each other's side. Whereas there's a lot of friendships that I've seen that just broke up and whatever.
I really noticed that though when I came to Ireland, seeing different people from not even Africa alone, just from different backgrounds. That was my whole experience. Like I just noticed a thing that it was just like I see like a picture of myself, that guy in the first 2 weeks who couldn't talk to anyone. So like it was just so crazy because I remember the first day I was paired up with the Spanish girl. Whatever, she showed me around and whatever, showed me across the school, which I was really grateful for because like no one else was willing to do it, and she stepped up and did it, whatever. But people that I've also met, there's because some of them are from not even from Africa, some of them from Eastern European places where they have no English whatsoever, and it's just weird. Like because some of them are also like, oh, you speak good English. I'm like, English is the language of Nigeria. We were colonized. Did you not learn this?
Brutally.
Where's your geography? Where is your geography?
Your history lesson, right?
I had to learn how to speak to different people. And when I saw people in that same situation, I would also like offer a helping hand. If even so, I just be like, talking to them, like, because there's some, when like that COVID hit, some people were moving over. It's like some were exchange students, some were like, relocating over. I just see them and I just, try, even if I can't speak like their language, a little bit of English, I'm like, oh, what do you want? This and this and this. And I think that really broadened my horizon of what it is to be like, to come into a new community with no one ever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Then I guess just like some stuff to like top it up. What would you say is something you really like about Europe or Western culture and something you really dislike about Western culture? And then you can do the same for Nigerian culture as well.
I think I'll start with Nigeria because I really want to bash that country.
Oh my God. Yeah. Don't bash my country. I'm joking. Okay, something you really like about Nigerian culture?
What I really like about Nigerian culture is just that, like, you really like click off the bat, and there's like a lot of like food. Food is actually the main thing, but
food is the
like,
core.
Food is the core, but like there, like it's just like Nigeria. From my experience, it wasn't a bad experience. Like it's just when I came to Ireland, it gave me another view of what it is. But it wasn't a bad experience because I was well to do. Like shout out my parents anyway. They actually, made sure like we're not lacking anything. Yeah. We're like, I'm not gonna say we're rich, but like we were not far behind from most of my peers.
Yeah.
I know some of my peers that were rich, whatever, in Nigeria.
You weren't for not.
But I wasn't far not. I wasn't far away. Like I was doing well, and it was just. It's the sense that I was able to like hold my own Nigeria. Nigeria is just so fun to be in. Nigeria's home, Yeah. It's just place where I can like freely speak, do whatever, chill, whatever, just vibe.
I don't know about freely speak now, but
freely speak. But like, I can interact with everyone and anyone.
You feel like just a person.
You just feel like just a person. You just feel like, oh yeah, this is, this place is so chill. But like, yeah, that's mainly the basics, I like the people, I won't say the people are really the best, but like, some people there are lovely people, some people are nice people, and the country itself is like, when aside from the corruption and everything else, it is nice. But like things I don't like is when we talk about corruption. Corruption is actually a very big thing in Nigeria that I think most people aren't really speaking about very much. Like it is really, really bad, and it's in the roots. It's in the roots, so it's something that can be like cut down, because when you cut it down, it grows back up again. Because like it's really bad in the sense that it's poisoning the younger generation. Like dad will say this to you every single time. Like I like right now in my age in Ireland, I am not thinking of yes, in the future I'm thinking of getting like a big house, making sure my family's all what to do. But I'm not thinking of getting it right now and just being like, oh yeah, right now I want all this, I want the money, I want everything. But whereas kids are younger than me, already thinking far ahead and thinking of, oh, I want to make this money right now. I want to make this and that and this. And is a result of every corruption, because it's just pointing, because if they see the leaders doing it, right? Yeah. They just go, whoa, these guys are doing this. Yeah. Why can't I do this? And they're doing it. They're not getting in trouble for it. So if I do it, I won't get in trouble for it. Yeah. But little they know, those guys won't get in trouble, but you will get in trouble. Because like in Nigeria, it was like, it became so bad, or it's become so bad that it's literally normalized now. So you'd see someone and like, oh yeah, he's doing Yahoo, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's
how he makes money.
That's how he makes money. But here, you'd be like, what?
That's not more.
That's illegal.
That's illegal. Yeah. And like the thing is, coupled with no opportunities. I'd say like there's endless opportunities in Europe to do anything, just about anything, to make ends meet. But like in Nigeria, there is no opportunities. I have to also relate to this and not say, oh, because I was well-to-do, I have opportunities. There were no opportunities. There's some people that
everyone's fighting for the same opportunities.
They were fighting for the same opportunity, and the opportunities there are not enough. So it's just like a situation of
a city of 15 million people. There's only so many jobs.
So like it's just like, okay, if these people are going to provide, well, these people need to provide as well. So who's going to provide for who?
Yeah.
And if the country isn't doing that, then it becomes a situation where like
it's a free for all.
It's a free for all. Everyone just goes, okay, I'm going to try and survive. That's what it is. And I think that's why like part of the country is like that, because Nigeria is actually a very beautiful place to live. Lagos especially, like it is very beautiful, and you can see that from every culture, like, you know, Afro beats, whatever, you know, Afro beats, the culture, like it is so big. You know that Lagos has this talent. It's just that the corruption is clouded it so much that the talent is being used in the wrong place and then in the wrong ways.
Yeah.
Because if the corruption leaves, I'm telling you, like it would be good to live in Lagos. You know. But like as of now, I wouldn't really recommend. Like I recommend you to go there to see the culture. But you yourself, when you come back to me, you'd be like, "This is not normal, and this is not normal. Crazy. It's pretty crazy." And yeah, I think that's the main thing that I do not like about Nigeria. If I was to change anything, I think it would be that. And also, kids, parents should stop telling the kids to study. Things not healthy.
Not too much.
Not too much anyway.
Balance, like everything in life. Yeah. But then how about Europe? Finish it off with Europe now. What do you like and what don't you like about Europe?
Europe, I think I could count like 100 things.
Okay, name the main thing there.
Europe, so Ireland.
So like, I'd say down to the education system, it is just perfect. Like it is like, when I mean perfect,
it fights with you on that.
Listen, no. I want all of them to look at me. All you leaving cert students, look at me. It is perfect. You're just lazy. You're just lazy. I'm saying this right now. But it's just a sense that it is like catered for you. Like I'm telling you right now, if there are kids from Nigeria who have the same curriculum that we're doing, they would be exceptionally brilliant. And I'm not even joking. Because like, yeah, all of them, some of them aren't just lazy. They're hardworking, but their hard work isn't shown because it's too hard. But when it's so simple and it's broken down like this, it's like, okay, this is what I do. Like I didn't even mention this because like when I came to Ireland and, you know, fifth year, finished my fifth year, I was going to the sixth year doing my leaving cert. I think everyone in our family did, you know, study, going to the library. But the way I did it, and my friends were looking at me, they were like, this guy's a psychopath. Because I am out here playing games in the middle of the night when I have like a paper one tomorrow. I just only revised for like an hour. And you're telling me you went to the library for about 3-4 hours, came back home, didn't even play, and still studied again before you went to bed. It's just like, you see how easy it is. And like, because you just have that in you that, I have to work. You have to do something. Because I'm even going to say this now. Sometimes, you know, when I'm in college and I'm done with my work, because it gets easy. When I'm done with my work, I don't have anything to do, you just sit down, you just think, man, I should be doing something right now. You know, I should at least open something up. Even if like I can't even focus on it, I could open like, you know, a book up or a lecture up and just let me read it and see whatever is going on. Because like the education system is just so catered and so easy. And I like the fact that for people who are, you know, less fortunate, they have like, you know, free education. Because that is essentially just telling the kids, do not worry, just come in and learn anyway. Like, it doesn't matter if you don't have the money, just come in and learn.
It's not like you can get a job or anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Your
like,
only
it's just there.
School,
learn, whatever. And people will still fight me on this that, school's not for me. Yeah, school's not for you. But guess what? There's still other opportunities out there. Yeah. Like, it was like here that I noticed that, you know, apprenticeships and all that. Because in Nigeria, the thing is, if you don't go to college or you don't go to a polytechnic or, you know, higher institution, you then have to go learn a trade. You have to go learn a trade, you know. And these trades they're not pleasant. Some of them, the bosses there are not nice. I used to make jokes with boss about this. I was like, like the kid, you know, they'll be threatening the kids, but like, if you don't do well in school, I'll cough organizer, you know, you be pumping tires at the roadside. Yeah. And the kids will be scared that, oh my God, it's a poor man's job. I don't want to do that, you know. And it's just like, here, if you don't go to college, right? Let's say you're one of those people that, college is not for me. That's fine. There's apprenticeships. You can go learn apprenticeships. Yeah. If you don't want to do apprenticeships, you can go to further education technologies, colleges, where to learn small talk, where you even getting paid to even go to college. So like, it's there. It's just given to everyone that, this is it. Have it.
There's so many routes to success.
Like that says this everything. There's so many routes to Dublin. Yeah. Like it's just here. I've seen that you can actually get what you want. It might be longer than most people's journey. Like I have some people that I'm in college now. Some people are still doing they're in colleges, small colleges. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, we're all still going to get to our destination just at different times.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I like
about
Ireland. Another thing I like is
no, you don't get another one. What you dislike?
Okay, yeah, this one's tough, man. But yeah, what I dislike, man. Let me think. I start with the people, the old people. Quote me on this. The old people are nice. Like people are older and nice in the sense that you feel like warmth whenever they go, oh, hey there, lad, how you doing? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm good. How about you? They just have that warmth of them. They feel like good just to say hi to you. But if you're a fob and you're going to the younger generation, they don't care. They will not interact with you unless you know someone through their friends. And I'm not saying this, like some of them might not have intention, they might just not know you. That is fine. But some of them might feel like, this guy's an African. What are you doing?
It's just they're not open to
getting to know you.
Which is funny because that's pretty much what every foreigner says, that Irish people are very closed off in their communities. As like if you're not in the pre-existing friend group, they don't. No,
but I feel like as well they're very like friendly and surface level, but that's it. Like they'll leave you, like they'll be like that at work, and then you're like, oh, what are you doing this weekend?
Like where you get the fuck away.
Yeah, I don't want to speak to you.
Now, unless you're like
the friend thing kind of makes sense to me, but I mean the work thing kind of makes sense to me. But like in school or college,
like a lot of the times,
different.
like say people that are coming over to work or something, work might be the only place where you can make friends, right?
Yeah.
So and a lot like I made friends at work too, but it's like if they were now like, oh, well, nothing to do with you outside of work, it's just kind of like, well, where am I meant to meet people at an age where you're working,
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, so like the young people, obviously that's
a lot more closed off.
A lot more closed off than most people, and you wouldn't think about that. Another thing I do not like about Ireland, and people would tell me that this is normal, is the weather.
Oh,
it is depressing.
Stop. We can talk about that for 100 years.
It is depressing. Like I was coming to Ireland thinking, okay, they told me it was going to be rainy, right? Well, like I thought that it's just
you hear it's going to be rainy, but you never realize how
rainy it is, and then you just be like, what the hell? I would wake up and see the sun shine, and it would just take 2 minutes to go out, and I'd just be like, clouds, rain.
It's mid-July.
And it's pissing
like,
rain.
there is no summer here. There was no summer here. In June, my cousin told me, once this rain starts, the summer is gone. Yeah. And believe it now, summer is gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Moral of the story is Ireland.
Weather is not nice.
Weather sucks.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. There's nothing else that I'd say I dislike about Ireland. Like it's a good country. Let me not lie. Like it literally let me come in and just do my thing. I'm doing my thing right now.
Don't worry, they're not going to deport you.
yeah, hopefully not.
Don't worry, you can chat chef.
When the cameras are off.
But I'm joking. I really appreciate you coming in, giving us all your insight, your aspects of what you believe is the differences between Nigeria.
I'm glad you guys listened to me anyway.
Ireland, honestly, it's definitely been a roller coaster for you. I'd say definitely the last few years, and it's been
seen my family for like 2-3 years.
Crazy. Yeah. So, but I'm glad that you're able to get some good parts out of the good parts in Ireland. You feel the other parts that are the other parts in Ireland, but it is what it is, But obviously, like as you said, like everywhere has its problems. Like clearly, like everywhere has good parts. Everything has its negatives. So,
if anything, I feel at home already anyway. So
it's good.
Yeah. So that's nice.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. It's really nice.
You guys should follow TAE Time Podcast.
Hey, you heard the man. Hope you guys enjoyed
well.
too.
Treat you well.
All right.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share it to your friends.
Yeah.
Till next time.
Peace.